You ever be sitting across from somebody at a table and it occurs to you that like they're not having the same background experience that you are? Like what I see behind you is not what you see behind me. It's very different.
Yeah? Is there something I'm supposed to be looking at?
No, not at all. We're in my office. So.
You like to tease things. No. You like to put things up on this wall and then just see how long it takes me to notice.
It was weird. We had poker night recently and I was staring at like the entire garage and everyone else was staring at just this blank wall behind me and I didn't.
Oh,
it didn't
you have tons to look at behind me and I don't have tons to look at behind you because there's a window.
I realized you're in my office. I mean, and I do have some paintings on the side or whatnot.
I wouldn't worry about lack of things to look at in this office.
Okay, my bad. Call my office busy. I get it.
It's okay. Mine's busy too. Have you been to my entire house?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, busy is the theme in that house.
No argument.
I just keep putting shit up on the walls.
I at least take some shit down when you put something up. I don't know.
No, just put more shit up.
All right. Differing opinions, different strokes for different folks. We're going to start with your song picks. This is the Billboard bonus, wherein we each picked 3 Billboard songs. I don't know how you picked yours. I expect you to tell me how you picked yours right after I say that.
Sure.
I only knew one of mine. I just went with the artist that I knew I liked. How'd you pick yours?
I knew all these songs and I liked them.
Sounds about right.
I usually will indulge myself and pick things that I generally like.
Well, what'd you pick?
I picked Billie Eilish's What Was I Made For?
And what do you think?
This song helped me at a pivotal time during my 2023 year. The song's vocals and lyrics are simple, but its effect on the human experience, and not just from the female perspective, is definitely long-lasting.
And your rating?
I gave it a 5. It's good. I like it.
Well,
what did you think about it?
On the flip side,
okay,
we've officially found a Billie Eilish song that I mildly enjoy. It's a well-written song with a slightly submerged sounding piano backing, similar to certain Lana Del Rey songs in its sparse downer float. The occasional duplication of her vocals throughout the track, as well as the slow creeping in of the strings and background noise effects, really give it weight in the long run. So I'm giving the song 5 stars, but I wouldn't call it a strong 5. Analyzing my thoughts here really hit home what it is about Eilish, which I find off-putting. Her music is great for folks who love ASMR, constant breath noise, or even those mukbang things. You know, those videos where people...
Yes, yeah. ASMR.
That's not what I sound like when I eat, to be clear.
Welcome to Rated Radio's ASMR with your hosts, Shane Wyndham and Ray Alexander.
And I'm not knocking you if you are such a person. That shit's just not for me. I like when singers occasionally sound like they're crying and whispering, but I don't want that to be the majority of their vocal presence.
Hey, you rated it a 5. I'm calling it a win.
On to the next, which was?
Olivia Rodrigo's Vampire.
What'd you think? I like it.
Now, you all know how I love me some Olivia, and I'm sure my co-host will agree.
The H is silent, y'all.
Coast.
Although I think that would make it coast.
Okay.
Maybe a silent H actually does.
Okay.
Coast.
You know what? I'm not even going to repeat. We should just leave that in.
Yep.
But speaking of Olivia Rodrigo and Vampire, this girl has some serious power and emotions behind every song she dishes out. Yes, most of her songs are based in heartbreak, but if Miss Swift can do it, so can she. My only critique is that coming off of her Sour album, I think she could have gone much harder. 4.5 stars.
Well, I don't know about coming off of her. I only know about coming on her. You didn't ask, but I'm going to tell you.
Yeah, sure.
For Olivia Rodrigo's Vampire, this one initially presents a lot like the Billie Eilish song we just talked about. The difference is that Vampire has some moments of lyrical brilliance, is catchy as hell, picks up a lot of energy as it goes along, and mostly feels like that exciting roller coaster ride I want when diving into new music. The vocals are wonderful. It's minimally explicit and allows the eventually energetic wall of sound to breathe without losing the danceable foothold it works for. At the core, this is still just a poppy love song in an ever-deepening sea of those, but as an often hyper-emotional person, I think those are popular for good reason. This is no exception to the rule. 5 solid stars.
Here.
And lastly,
is
Lexi Ray. You Ray. What up, Ray?
Ray. Try, Ray.
All right, you went.
Yes.
We were in the 50% not soul vibing just there.
I don't don't give a fuck, Keisha.
Just clarifying.
Okay. My next selection was Lainey Wilson's Watermelon Moonshine.
And did you like it?
Well, I'm getting to that. Lainey's romantic lyrics of sweet southern love is pleasant, and its Santo and Johnny inspos have me hooked. Miss Wilson, I come to expect good things from all your vibes. 5 stars.
Even though the vocalist sounds like a mixture of Leanne Womack and Deanna Carter, or Dana Carter, depending on where you come from.
Whatever.
I'm honestly impressed by some of this production. It's a safe country ballad, yes, but it also has loads of 50s-esque guitar cut into the background and effects that feel like home to my old-timey heart. The song title, as well as the way it's used in the lyrics, also goes the promised distance. The shit genuinely feels like something someone I love dearly might write. So Lainey Wilson, with her hipster cowgirl ass, is getting 5 stars from this guy.
What?
The harsh critic in me also needs to point out that there's no way in hell I'd have remembered my first time if I'd been drinking moonshine, but yeah, definitely one worth hearing.
You ain't getting high off the sweet buzz.
Putting this video on the mentions playlist, by the way.
All right.
Hot dick. This that hot dick video, y'all.
She has some hips on
You
her.
want a hot
She got a
dick?
little booty. She
Wow,
cute.
shit.
I originally saw her. She actually acts on Yellowstone as a love interest, and she performs the song on it. And there's something about the chorus, the drinking watermelon moonshine, getting high off the sweet buzz, or just the way she sings it. I was like, oh, that's cute. I like that. 5s from each song.
Same reason Deanna Carter's Strawberry Wine. It's a, I don't know.
17. Yeah.
It's a fruity drunk. If you get a fruity drunk as a young
We've
person,
all been fruity
it
drunk,
feels,
Shane.
And yes, you got 5 stars
I
on
did.
each fucking song. Way to go. Let's take a break. Just kidding, because this is a special.
This is a special. No breaks for us. Let's move on to Shane's
Actually,
picks.
a bonus. I spoke out of turn.
Yeah. Well,
So
it's your turn.
Yeah, I hated getting to this after I saw
Everything?
my Spotify Wrapped here because
because what?
I don't take immense pleasure in the fact that Taylor Swift was part of my top 5, but my
Yes, you
kids
do.
listen to the fuck out of her music, and I listen to her too some,
Just some?
Some.
Okay.
It's not obsessive enough to be in my top 5 artists. Anyway, first pick, Anti-Hero. Taylor Swift, or Anti-Hero, if you want to be pedantic like me. What'd you think?
Oh,
Raven?
I'm going for, okay. Miss Swift's intoxicating vocal harmonies entrance the listener in a dreamy blanket of 80s synth. For those that have been paying attention, you know that this shit is my jam. Bonus, you should check out this song with a collaboration with one of my newest faves, Bleachers. They do a cover of it, and it is chef's kiss.
Is it the chef's kiss?
Is it the chef's kiss? It's most definitely. Oh, I feel like we're offending a whole entire country, so I'm just going to stop.
I am a very offensive person.
I know. You've been canceled so many times. I've
I
lost count.
mean well.
Yeah.
I do. I love people.
I love your canceled ass just the same. I'm probably on that list too.
We're different and I love it,
We're different and I love it.
People in general. No, I think like the discriminating factor.
Oh God.
No,
Pe-
I'm no.
I
I'm
was
not
gonna
going
say,
to go down. I'm not going to go down
People
the
did
rabbit
not
hole.
come for this discussion.
No, I was just going to say that like there's a reason why people view discrimination as negative, because people fear the other. They fear the different things to the point that they try to discount them. I am not that. I tend to be the opposite of that.
I know.
Really like differences.
Celebrate each other's differences.
Yeah. So I'm an ally. I'm just not going to go to the point that I can't laugh at any joke, even the ones about myself.
You're an ally with a sense of humor, with a self-deprecating sense of humor.
Yeah, I think, and I understand why you would want allies who like agree with you on all those fronts, who, especially if you're like a minority.
There's no challenges that way.
Yes.
It's an easier path.
But
now,
the reason why you want that is because most people like that don't have equal power, equal right, in just society, all that sort of stuff. I get it, but I don't want life to stop being fun.
Yeah.
I want you to have the best possible existence, and I'm going to push for it, not to the point that I stop laughing, though. Okay. I live this one life. Fuck you if you can't laugh.
All right.
I don't care who you are. Straight, white, male, who likes really young women or whatever the fuck you are, goes to church on Sunday and never gets laid, so he's dreaming about dicks. I don't know. I'm going down the rabbit hole.
Still makes racist jokes at the family Thanksgiving get together.
Yeah. Or if you're one of the, people on the opposite side of that spectrum who's a really decent person.
We have both in our
gay and not religious.
Both are decent people. That's the thing is the commonality is though they may differ and have differing opinions on what is funny and what is not funny. Because we have both in our family and they both get along on some plane. Doesn't change the fact that you can still be a good person and not agree with someone else's opinion about certain things.
And now
I'm getting canceled.
I'm not asking you to choke on my sense of humor, the things I don't want to laugh at. I'm not asking you to not laugh at. Mm-hmm. I get why you're asking me, though, to not laugh at things. If you're...
Yeah. Not me specifically.
Right. Not you.
Yeah.
Even though I'm looking at you. Not
me specifically, because clearly I do not do that. Anyway, back to anti-hero or anti-hero, whatever the fuck you want to say.
I just mean I get it because there's genuine danger in the world. And I think sometimes comedy is used as a veil for being a vehicle for that sort of dangerous discrimination. I get it. I apologize.
Wait, let me say one thing. I think ultimately what you're coming to terms with is instead of focusing on this little shit of what Dave Chappelle said in a comedy roast on this day, maybe let's address the fact that fucking underground child sex slave rings. Let's focus on that. Let's not focus on the little mediocre things that don't make or break the... Do you know what I mean? There are bigger problems. Yeah. There are bigger problems out there than... Okay. I just didn't know if it was coming across. I was probably doing a really shitty job of explaining it, but there are bigger issues than what Matt Rife said in his latest stand-up special on Netflix. I'm not siding with Matt Rife. I'm just saying... Who the
fuck is Matt Rife? That's all I'm saying. Anyway. So, you gave your rating? You reviewed?
I did, but you didn't say what you thought about it.
I'm a big fan of this song and its music video, not counting the cringeworthy acted scene in the middle of it. Can't stand that shit. I think the lyrics are healthily self-aware, the music is an easy yet enjoyable ride, and that the vocal melodies are super catchy. If I have to knock anything, it's the actionable end of the lyrical content. Put plainly, she comes across like someone who gets most of the way toward resolution of what's problematic, then sort of does nothing about it but brush it aside with sarcasm, or imagine scenarios about her non-existent son's spouse is after money she won't leave them. So I tend to hear the song as someone recognizing that they're at the core of their problems, but also being content not to change, being happy as they are, and I'm torn on loving and hating those points. Still, great track for those not seeking full bands, solos, etc. 5 stars.
Okay, well, I'm glad we can agree that this song is a 5-star. That was a long, long way for you to get to that conclusion.
I apologize.
I'm not saying it was too long. I just knew that this one would probably be a 5 for you anyway.
I was feeling, I'm happy, I'm in a good mood, but I was feeling like a little bit of depth.
Okay.
Next one I picked was You Proof by Morgan Wallen. What did you think, Rayburn?
While Wallen's vocals are enjoyable, I worry that this song is only tiptoeing the line of that hip-hop country collaboration that is so popular nowadays. Let's lean in more into that R&B aspect of the song, and Wallen actually may be able to transition easier than expected. 4.2 stars.
Dude, you started that one off with While Wallen.
While Wallen.
And when you said it, I heard While Wallen, and I thought, man, what if you had a kid and your last name was Wallen and you named him Wall?
While Wallen.
Look out, y'all. Here come While Wallen.
While Wallen, motherfuckers. It's a Wheeler Walker situation.
I got my first Wheeler Walker vinyl.
Oh, did you? Oh, you told me. You ordered it. It wasn't in yet.
Redneck shit. Mm-hmm. Yes, I did.
You told me.
This one's a simple, sad love song set to a fairly upbeat instrumental. It's a generic, fairly mindless lyrical affair packed with semi-clever analogies about drinking and loving. So if you've heard Wallen's other songs, this one won't be much of a surprise, but I see why it's popular given how catchy and easygoing it is on the whole. Not a strong 5. But 5 stars nonetheless.
All right.
Last pick for me was Lift Me Up by Rihanna. Thank you. Someone said it. What did you think, Raven?
When Rihanna decides to make an appearance, she does not disappoint. Rihanna's vocals and Spanish guitar accompaniment are enjoyable and emotional for any listener. 4 stars.
If I had to pick a winner among my 3 choices, this would be the one by a wide margin. I feel like this is what you get if Enya and Air Supply wrote a song, then let Rihanna perform it. The 90s movie ballad throwbacks are strong as hell here, packing that emotional punch I constantly hope for, and am usually disappointed by not finding these days when we cover Billboard tracks. Start to finish listenable with strings to accompany the piano. This one goes hard at my feels.
Well, let's not ignore the fact that you hold a major boner for Rihanna.
That's true.
Or Rihanna, whatever.
And to bounce off of that, I'll continue. Yes, I'm a known Rihanna simp. And yes, to a degree, it just feels good to finally be hearing something new from her, but those truths aren't affecting the legitimacy of my rating. If you could see the full breadth of my rating scale, trust that this one would be well above 5 stars.
After all, you do want to see her and Anne Hathaway have sex.
Oh, I was thinking about that yesterday.
Last night when I was laying in bed.
No, I rewatched something because it just came out, didn't it?
Yeah, it came out yesterday.
Was that?
We're talking about the newest episode of Banter Bar.
Banter Bar is what it was, yeah.
And Toby said Pamela and Tommy Lee. I love that he...
Leave it alone.
Okay, sorry.
So I was...
Spoiler alert.
We were coming home from somewhere, I don't know, and the kids' playlist was playing, and they've got Rewrite the Stars on there. Mm-hmm. Zac Efron and...
From The Greatest Showman,
what's her name? Zendaya. I always want to say Zendaya.
Zendaya. It's a Rihanna situation.
And we've seen the video a lot because I think it's really well shot. Mm-hmm. It's awesome scene, but she is gorgeous.
Yeah.
And watching the Banter Bar thing, and for some reason it was all in my head, and I was like, man, I don't know. Might have to have a third in there. You know?
And Blue, I swear, he's got a thing for Christina Milian, specifically in the Dip It Low, Pick It Up Slow video back in the day.
I'm gonna have to watch that video.
Oh God, don't, because it might turn into a full-on orgy by now.
Who's the one that The Weeknd dated right about Starboy time? I can never think of her name.
Selena Gomez.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My God. What was that movie she was in with the
Spring Breakers?
No, the handicapped kid and Paul Rudd.
Oh, Fundamentals of
Caring?
Caring, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, she's adorable. And I don't care what anybody says. Bieber screwed up. He fucked that up because she is the cutest little thing.
I would have fucked that up. Again and again and
All
again.
right.
Again.
Okay. All right. I apologize for my coast. I apologize for my co-host.
The H is silent, but his horniness is not.
No, it's not.
So who won?
Actually, I think I did. Yeah, I did because my Olivia Rodrigo track still was higher than your Morgan Wallen.
All right. I'd have to call this one a tie. We both had two.
You liked all of them.
Well, I mean, we both had 2 strong tracks and a middling one, you know? Like, I wasn't crazy about What Was I Made For, even though I give it 5 stars.
Hey,
and the same with You Proof.
But it's a win because you still gave it a 5 for it being a Billie Eilish song.
Yeah, and those other 4 songs, like, I listened to the shit out of those.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Good all around. If you were looking for some new songs, there's some new songs. Most of you probably know them. Mine were picked like a year ago.
Were they?
Yeah.
Oh.
The start of the season, remember? Everything's together.
Oh, that's right. I waited till later in the season, which is probably better because we had a broad spectrum of Billboard hits. The Barbie movie just came out.
I was trying to make a broad joke, but...
Stop!
It's cool.
Making lady jokes. We've had enough this special bonus. I don't know.
I was just trying to walk back all of the...
You can't.
You know, the decency stuff that I had earned through a portion of this. I'm probably cutting most of this anyway.
No, you're not.
So, no. Sometimes when you're in front of a microphone and you're feeling silly, you just make dumb jokes to make dumb jokes. It's not really how you feel. It's not really what you're thinking necessarily.
YOLO, Shane. You just said it. YOLO. You only live once. We're only going to be sitting down in front of these mics today. Stand by what you say and live your fucking life.
I don't always stand by what I say, though. That's the thing.
I mean, you're not a bachelor or anything running around talking shit. And I'm not super oversexed as much as what we may imply on this podcast.
Well,
it's
a lot
just
of people
fun to have the humor of a 12-year-old little boy.
Well, okay, you made me feel like I wasn't fun.
No, you are.
Okay. That's enough of this shit.
Okay.
So I made a promise to clarify albums for the upcoming special. It's coming in a few weeks. Mm-hmm. It's going to be ICP versus ICP.
He fucking found a loophole in his system.
So the Joker's cards I picked from the first deck, Riddlebox from 95, The Great Malenko from 97, and I went with the Wraith's Hell's Pit for 2004. That's kind of a cheat to certain listeners. I apologize, but Hell's Pit is actually part of the Wraith. We're only covering that half.
Yep.
So for the second deck is, even though it's not complete yet, I still wanted to do this now. I went with Bang Pow Boom, the green version from 2009, the Mighty Death Pop from 2012, and the Marvelous Missing Links Lost from 2015. Again, a bit of a cheat, but I have to pick one little album, not an entire, we're not Sandinista all over again hearing this, even though I really love that experience.
I know you did.
Okay. I think that's going to do it. We'll see you in a few weeks for those insane clowns. Bye.